Hi everybody and welcome back to Kevin's Upfront Opinion today. So, what I thought I'd speak about is that Keir Starmer has been told by a political strategist that Labour need a complete reset. Yes, another reset. Because I think that if they were to have another one, I think it'd be about their third or fourth reset since they came to power. So, the question is, do they? And when I look at it is, I don't actually think Keir Starmer needs a reset or anything. I think there's an argument he could do with looking for some better people in his cabinet, like, for instance, their deputy leader. So that would be one. Getting rid of David Lammy would be an absolutely excellent start. But other than that, I don't think he does need to reset because, to be honest, it's BS at the end of the day. There's no hiding away from it. So the reality is, what do Labour need to do? Because the reason they're talking about a reset is to defeat populism. And before anybody gets offended and starts throwing abuse at me, there's nothing wrong with being considered as populism. Because what they're talking about is Reform UK, Nigel Farage. Okay, Nigel Farage is at the heart of populism because populism means popular. That's all it means, is that you are popular and you're putting around views which are seen as popular. And I don't think there's anything to hide away from that for when it comes to Nigel Farage and reform. Now, the reality is, when it comes to an election, I think it's pretty safe to say that Reform UK would batter Labour. Whether they would batter the Conservatives, yep, maybe, maybe not. Anything can happen when it comes to an election, but we're not due a general election until 2029. So let's move that to the side. So that brings us to the fundamental things. What does Keir Starmer need to do that he's not doing at the moment? Well, he needs to do one thing and one thing only. And it's the one thing that politicians never do, of any colour. I don't care if you're Labour, Conservative, Reform, Lib Dem, Green, SNP. You could go to any other country anywhere in the world pretty much and go down the same route. All he needs to do is listen to the people. If he listens to the people, he'll find out what people care about, what they're scared of, what they want to be dealt with. Now, number one is immigration. It's probably the biggest talking point in the UK. I know the amount of podcasts that have been out on specifically YouTube and TikTok, all of those types of channels, Rumble being another one, which have been to do with immigration, especially in the UK. Okay, it's been off the charts. So it's still a massive talking point. And I don't care what Keir Starmer says, he's not addressed it. I did a video the other day for Borderlines Global, which went into the numbers. Okay, and we looked at the numbers for the last 4 years, taking into account 22, 23, 24, and 25. 22 was at 45,000. Then the numbers dropped. So what was it? 45,000 down to 29,000 in 23. 24, they went up slightly by about 6,000. And 24, they went up, and 25, they went up even more. So if he actually listened to the people, he would address that. That would be a vote winner for him. Second thing, he needs to address taxation and the amount of money that they're spending. Okay, because the reality is, whether he wants to face up to it or not, Okay, they haven't addressed it. All they've done is put people's taxes up, whether that's working people, whether you want to try and hide what is a working person at the end of the day, Keir or not. Okay, that's another thing you've got to address is taxation. You've hit businesses, you've hit working class people, and given lots of money to people on benefits, which I'm sure they'll be extremely grateful for. Okay, so that's another thing you've got to address. Okay, then you've got to address the way that utility bills are going up. Another thing that you failed. And then the last thing you've got to face up to is the amount of sleaze you've had in your party since you came to power. Now, you specifically slagged off the Conservatives, whether you want to face up to this or not. Okay. But when the Conservatives were in power, you slaughtered them, whether it's Boris Johnson, Rishi Sunak, whoever was in power, you slaughtered them. And the amount of sleaze you've had since you've been in power is off the scale. You've got one MP, which I believe is in your cabinet, that's been sentenced, admittedly in another country, and you've still got her in the party. So you've got to address all these things. Forget about doing a reset. You've got to address all these things. You don't need to do a reset to address these. Okay. You could do tax cuts. Nothing stopping you really doing it. And it'll probably boost the economy in the process as well. You could fundamentally very easily address the migration problem. But you don't want to do that. So until you face up to these things, no matter what you do, you're going to lose votes. If we have local elections, you will lose councillors. You'll probably lose councils. And leading up to a general election in 2029, if that's when it happens, you will fundamentally lose MPs. Wouldn't be surprised if they turn like Conservatives and end up going to Reform. They may not. Okay, but fundamentally, you will lose MPs and you will be kicked out of office. So what I'm going to say for now is, everybody, let us know what you think. What does Keir Starmer need to do? Because the clock is ticking now. Okay, or is it a case that no matter what he does, it is not going to work for him? So let us know in the comments down below. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you again a bit later.